Google News. If you can in the chat, just let me know that you guys can hear me okay. I've had issues with this channel specifically. In fact, I'm probably going to be doing this video on both channels just because of how important it is. So make sure to watch that video as well. But all day today, there's been stuff coming in about essentially what has been going on with this approval. So, of course, if you don't know, we have actually covered this for a long time. And just to first show you, this is an article from September 13th, prior to the story that just came out today. This is over, 2 months old. Mind you, 2 months ago, Putin said that if NATO if they give a permission for an escalation or for Ukraine to use long-range missiles on Russia, that this would be a huge escalation. Of course, in this, they said that Putin says NATO will be in the war if U.S. allies let Ukraine fire long-range missiles at Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin warned Thursday that a decision by the U.S. or its NATO allies to allow Ukraine to use Western-supplied long-range missiles to hit deep inside of Russia would be viewed as NATO's direct participation in the war, which he said that would significantly change, quote, the very nature of the conflict. They just gave that permission. In fact, now, just today, President JB, of course, approved Ukraine's military to use U.S.-provided long-range missiles on targets inside of Russian territory, which I said when they talked about this, that everything that they have ever asked for, they have received. And if you also remember, almost every single time they've asked, they've actually gotten this stuff. They also just recently, after asking for permission to use long-range missiles, they also asked to either be in NATO or get nuclear missiles. Now, essentially, they are approving the request right before that. But if the pattern holds, that means that very, very soon here in the next month, and look at the timing of all of this, they will either be led into NATO or we will be in some sort of war. I am fully not surprised by the fact that this is happening in November, right before, we get our new president. If you thought that there was no more tricks up the sleeves, look at the timing of this. Now they're giving them permission on something that they said was a red line. And again, there's been a ton of red lines that have been stepped over, but at some point it's going to be the last red line. So just to sum up, it was very, very clear by Putin himself, not by one of, the mouthpieces. They said that they will be in a war and that this would escalate it to the fact that NATO will be in a war with Russia if they approved long-range missiles. Now, this is after, again, a huge attack supposedly on Ukraine. This was hours after Russia concluded one of its largest missile and drone attacks in months, launching over 200 targeting Ukraine's power and energy infrastructure. Now, we've all seen that they have attacked the energy infrastructure multiple times. We've seen all of the pictures and headlines of people sitting in the dark, restaurants by candlelight in Ukraine. But if this was a massive and big one, if this was a big attack, and if this was legit, then yeah, look at the timing of it. So I know that there's a lot of Ganda out there, but this is from both sides confirming that not only did they attack Ukraine, but now they are approving Ukraine to use those long-range missiles on Russia. This isn't talking about a small drone flying into an apartment complex or into a power building. This is long-range missiles heading into Moscow, potentially, if that's what they're approving. So share this far and wide. I hope that people, again, aren't too distracted by all the craziness going on. People are still talking about the fight with Mike Tyson. People are talking about, of course, Diddy and all of this other crazy stuff. There's always 50 million distractions. Heck, people are talking about Elon and T-Man. Again, people are completely distracted. Meanwhile, they're passing laws. They're putting in things all crazy in the dark of night, closed-door meetings. And this is also coming right a day or two after, all of this news about how JB is meeting with Xi, with the APEC meeting. So I think the timing is just insane. Something always happens at this point right before the switch of presidents. It happened last time. It happened, 8 years ago, 16 years ago, freaking 24 years ago. So yeah, expect craziness. Share this video far and wide if you can. Thank you guys. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out.